On the 26th of April, this weekend coming, Saturday the 26th of April, this fight's happening. And I'll be honest with you, I have no interest in this fight. I got no care for this fight. This is a senseless fight. This could have been an exhibition fight between these two when their careers are finished. But they're having it now. So I'm going to talk about it. But mostly, what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to start from the undercard, first fight, and work our way up. Because this is a pay-per-view card, and I really think that they're rude, making people pay £20 or £25 if you're not in the UK for this fight. But they boosted up the undercard a little, with a lot of these fights on the undercard actually being able to be their own main events. So, where British cards are concerned, this is a decent card. We'll start off with what they're saying is the first fight of the night. Chris Smith against Brandon Glanton. Never heard of Brandon Glanton, but him and Chris Smith have the same record. Brandon Glanton is from America. It says on BoxRec that his birthplace was Atlanta, but he now resides in California. Cool. On the up and up, he's had 2 losses already in his pro career, but he's had 20 wins. I don't know who he's beat. I don't know who he's lost to. I don't really care. Chris Smith, on the other hand, same record as Brandon Glanton, but he's had a different journey because he's already been a champion in the cruiserweight division. This is a cruiserweight fight. He's already been a champion in the cruiserweight division, and in his last fight, he lost to Zurdo Ramirez and helped him become a 2-belt unified champion because Zurdo had a belt, he had a belt, the main belts, and they unified. And Zurdo took them belts. So he's coming off of the back of a loss. Where Brandon Glanton, he fought earlier in the year in June last year, and he won a TKO stoppage in the 11th round against a fighter who I have no clue who they are. A guy called Alexei Egorov had that fight, won that fight. Now he's 20-2 going into this fight. On paper, it looks like it could be a competitive fight. I do not really think Chris Smith is that good. The cruiserweight division is one of those divisions where nobody really cares about the division. But, you know, they're having this fight. It's going to be entertaining, in my opinion, because even though I haven't seen Glanton fight before, in his 20 wins, he's got 17 knockouts. So his knockout ratio is 85%. So he must have a bit of power in his hands. I mean, I'm really looking forward for the emergence of the next American heavyweight or cruiserweight going to heavyweight, Donny. I'm looking forward to it, man. When is it happening? Come on! And Chris Smith's knockout ratio is 65%. So this guy, maybe he's fought lesser competition than Chris Smith, or maybe not. We're going to see on the day. I believe it's going to be a barnstormer, if I be honest with you. I think it's going to be an exciting fight, and that's to open the card. Apparently. And the next fight after that is between Vidal Riley and Chivon Clark. Now, Vidal Riley, he's had a very slow progression of his pro career. He started boxing late 2018, but he's only had 12 fights since then. He was one of these celebrity trainers for these guys that are YouTubers come boxers that are going on the undercards of people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul. He's with that crowd, was training those guys, done a lot of work in America, and he was doing a lot of YouTubing and such like. He was becoming a bit of a social media influencer from the boxing angle. But it seems like he's come back to boxing now and he's taking his career serious. 12-0. Chivon Clark, however, he started his career in 2022 and he's already had 11 fights, 10-1. And in his last fight, he lost a split decision where he was 10-0 and the guy was 15-0. And the guy's name, I cannot try to pronounce it. It was one of them Monaco cards that Eddie Hearn likes to put on. And he does make sure that there are competitive fights on these cards. And with Chivon Clark being 10-0 at the time, and this other guy can't pronounce his name, I'm not going to try, 15-0, he is French, this guy. It was a competitive fight and he lost a split decision. So he's coming off of the back of a loss. But I'm not sure how badly he lost, if he got beaten up in there. If it's a split decision loss, that means it was a competitive fight. One judge might have had him winning and the other two had the other guy winning, something like this. So that's another fight that's definitely one to look forward to, and I'm definitely tuning in for that. After which we have the veteran Don Gorgon, Liam Smith. I really like Liam Smith. I rate Liam Smith, but he is definitely at the tail end of his career. 33 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. And he's coming off of the loss against Chris Eubank Jr. in September 2023. For me, that's too long being inactive to come into a fight with this guy named Aaron McKenna, who is 19-0. He's definitely some sort of prospect. And his last fight was last year in July in Japan, where he won a TKO stoppage against a guy called Giovanni Estella from America, who was 14-0 at the time. So he's definitely on the come up. I don't know why he was fighting in Japan. I don't even know who Aaron McKenna's promoter is, but he's 19-0 and he seems to be a prospect climbing up the ranks. And with the fact that he's 25 years old and he started his career in late 2017, he's been a pro since he was a teenager. So therefore, they're pushing for him to be a star. As I said, I don't know who his trainer is or his promoter, but he's a middleweight, 6'1". So in all honesty, he could move up to super middleweight sometime soon. So I believe that this is going to be a very, very hard fight for Liam Beefy Smith. I think Aaron McKenna may stop this guy, even though I don't know Aaron McKenna, never seen him fight before in life. But Liam Smith is a type of fighter that likes to bring the action. So he fights mid-range to inside, and that's where the danger is. And Aaron McKenna, I don't know how he fights, but he's definitely taller than Liam Smith and he's definitely got a longer reach. So let's see how he uses that. I do expect him to win that fight. Even though I rate Liam Smith highly, I do understand that Liam Smith is at the tail end of his career. Now we move to the co-main. Co-main event is Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yarde 3. So the first fight happened on the 5th of December 2020. And Anthony Yarde lost a split decision to Lyndon Arthur. But then the very next year, almost to the day, the 4th of December 2021, 2 fights later for Anthony Yarde, 1 fight later for Lyndon Arthur, Anthony Yarde won in the way I thought he should have won the first fight, with a KO in the 4th round. So now they're 1-1. This is the decider. I expect all-out action. I expect Anthony Yarde to go in there with the same venom that he went in there with the second fight. And this should come out to be a stoppage win for Anthony Yarde. But we'll see if Lyndon Arthur can dig deep and bring out some warrior-type fighting instincts and prowess. He's very much more polished than Anthony Yarde. He has better technical ability. He is more structured. He had a better amateur career. But Anthony Yarde is more athletic and faster and more confident, having had the fights that he's had at this weight class, win, lose or draw. So in that sense, it really much evens out this fight, and I expect fireworks. I'm very excited for that co-main. Which leads us to the main event of this card. Personally, I think it's the worst fight of the card. They had to bump it up with them type of fights on the undercard because Chris Eubank Jr. against Conor Benn is a nonsensical fight. Chris Eubank Jr. has never campaigned anywhere under middleweight. And from what I last heard, after going up to super middleweight, coming back down to middleweight, losing to Liam Smith, getting back his revenge on Liam Smith, then fighting this guy called Seramata, he was supposed to go and fight Erislandy Lara, or at least challenge Erislandy Lara for the WBA World Middleweight title. Conor Benn, on the other hand, was beating guys that were once names but now have basically passed it, have gone into commentary or 3-4 years removed from the ring, and now Conor Benn's fighting them and winning. But he was getting to the point where he was now becoming a contender at the welterweight division. Now you're going to have to fight someone who's either a contender, which was guys like Jerome Bruce Ennis at the time, because Crawford was still champion at that point. So Ennis was still a contender, and the rest, you know, the Mario Barrioses and stuff. Now, there was noise that he was going to fight Mario Barrios once Mario Barrios became champion, and he was talking about he was trying to get that fight. Now, there was no guarantee that he was going to get that fight because The PBC like to play hardball and such and such. And then one day, all of a sudden, Conor Benn's like, I want to fight Chris Eubanks Jr. I want to fight him. I want to avenge my dad. And hit that. I just thought, what are we doing? What are you talking about? But Chris said, okay, come on then, come fight me. And then Conor Benn goes, but wait a minute. You're bigger than me. We got to fight at a catch weight. Look, you're bigger than me. I'm only small. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is dumb. This is dumb. This is stupid because everybody's backing that. Like Eddie Hearn is backing that. Yeah, look at the size of him. He's bigger than him and all that. But who cares? No one told you to come out of your shell or burst out of your bubble and be calling out Chris Eubanks Jr. He was doing what he was doing, trying to end his career with fights against champions. And Conor Benn, he's trying to come up the ranks to get himself his first world title fight at the welterweight division. But all of a sudden, you now want to fight Chris Eubanks Jr. for what? No reason at all. You do not have a rivalry. Your parents had a rivalry. You guys do not have a rivalry. So when you've called him out and he's accepted the fight, why are you talking about, but I'm smaller than you though, so we got to do it at a catch weight? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Do you know what? I've never seen a guy call out someone above them and tell them we have to meet at a catch weight. When Crawford eventually decided that he wants to fight Canelo, there was no talk from him about meeting at a catch weight. He's like, I'm going up to Canelo's weight to go and beat him and get them belts that he's got anyway, as well, on top of it. Cherry on the top. Get them belts. How many division champion? Then I'm the Don. No one can't talk to me on pound for pound number one. I respect it. Conor Benn now, I want to fight Chris Eubanks Jr. Okay, I'll fight you. Oh, but you have to come down and meet me somewhere. No, this is not how it goes. You're supposed to go to his weight. And now, this time round, after that stupid drug cheat rubbish, I can't even be bothered to get into that. It has no interest to me. I tell you what, that whole drug situation, I don't care. I just don't care. Now that you've decided that you're going to fight him at middleweight, you've put a weight stipulation on him as well. You can't rehydrate above a certain weight. This is how I believe Chris Eubanks Jr. is just looking for a payday, because at the end of the day, Chris Eubanks Jr. a long time ago should have said, down with all these demands. I'm not doing this. Either you fight me at my weight class or we're just not fighting. I can't be bothered with all these demands and who wants more, and I don't care about all of that. Come to my weight class. I'm rehydrating the way I rehydrate, and let's have a fight. If not, stay where you are and have your journey in your pro career, bro, because you just started. That's the energy I think Chris Eubanks Jr. should have had about this thing. And I'm all for what his dad is saying. Chris Eubanks Jr.'s dad is what I'm talking about. He's against this fight so much. And I'm against it as well. Maybe not for the same reasons, but I'm just against it. It's rubbish. I can't be bothered with this fight. That's to say who wins. If Chris Eubanks Jr. does not beat Conor Benn, then just retire, bruv, and shut up. Don't ever speak on TV ever again. Don't speak on no interviews. Don't commentate. Go into obscurity and just go and disappear if you don't beat Conor Benn. And you need to knock him out as well, because this is stupid. It's ridiculous. Put him in his place, knock him out, and then go and retire, because you ain't got nothing else to do after you beat Conor Benn. You're going to go and beat Conor Benn and then go and challenge Eris Landy Lara again. To be fair to you, if you beat Conor Benn and go and challenge Eris Landy Lara again, he'll probably give you the fight, because at the end of the day, you'll be a payday. So good luck to you both on all of this rubbish that you lot are keeping up. But I do think the card is very exciting, and I will be watching for the undercard, really. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.